I love that video. Who liked that video? I think that was second time I watched it today. I watched once this morning, and I think I must have watched close to 100 times already in the last few years. I've been in the business. Writing your life scenario is a very powerful process of achieving your dreams. It really helped me to achieve my dreams and goals, and I'm sure it will help all of you as well. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jill Armstrong, a Sharon Rose Master, and also the Perth Dreamy Centre Manager. Thank you. One of the first goals I set myself after university was to build a passive income stream because I was introduced to network marketing around that time. When I learned what a passive income was, I realised my accounting degree and my job in banking weren't really going to help me achieve my goals and dreams. I tried several network marketing companies over 20 years, but I didn't succeed at any of those businesses. When my sponsor introduced me to Atomy a year before Australia Open in 2018, I was ready for success. And I've been waiting for a long time, as you can imagine. 20 years is a long time. But I can honestly say that Atomy's company philosophy and the promises they make have exceeded my expectations. My life has changed for the better, and the future is looking brighter every day because of it. Atomy is truly a gift. Today I've been given an opportunity to share my life scenario, and I hope it might help you to gain the courage to dream big. Because, as our chairman says, when you dream vividly, your dreams will come true. Writing a life scenario can be challenging in the beginning, but like many things, with time and practice, you can learn to do it well. It's also not set in stone. So if you miss the goals you've written down, and if you miss it, then it's not the end of the world. So what do? You just reset it. Our life scenario changes as we change and grow. Mine definitely has. Today I'm going to talk about 3 areas of life scenario. The first area is to live well, and I will talk about my home. The second is about contributing, and for me, that means donating. And the third is business, and I will connect that to learning. Okay, so let's get started with my life scenario. Now, the first one is home. Who's written a life scenario? Who has? Who's got our home goals? Yes, I can see a few hands. Okay, so 4 years ago, I wrote in my life scenario that I wanted to live in a luxury residential complex that was being built in an area of Perth called the Golden Triangle. At the time, we had no home in Australia because we were living overseas. By learning to write a life scenario, I dared to dream something that might have seemed impossible. As our chairman emphasises, you must imagine vividly to get what you want. So I imagined having a home that was a comfortable place to live in, and also a place for my family and friends to enjoy, because this complex has amazing amenities. One of them is a beautiful dining room with views of the Swan River and the Perth skyline on one side, and beautiful views of the Indian Ocean on the other side. I also thought the dining room would be a great place to have meetings with my Atomy family. I had a dream 4 years ago, when the complex was just a construction site. I don't know if there's a screen. There you go. It was like that, and that was 4 years ago, and it's now my home. It has become a reality because I had these images in my head for a long time. And you can see there, it has become a reality, having meetings with my partners, my families, and it's really, it's just amazing how it's become true. And it's all because of Atomy. So my next goal is to buy an apartment for my daughter who lives in Melbourne. Young people are having difficult times these days, right? So we're so fortunate that we have an opportunity to do things for our family. So I will help her to buy a 2-bedroom city apartment by October 2026. So I've got a lot of work to do. Second part of my life scenario is donation. For the last 24 years, I've been what they call a cancer survivor. I was diagnosed with breast cancer when my daughter was just 2 years old. I'm sure most people can imagine how shocking it might be to receive that sort of news. Some of you might have experienced it yourself or know someone who has been diagnosed. It is sadly a very common disease these days. I stayed positive and coped with the surgery, the radiotherapy, the chemo, and 5 years of having very strong drugs to become cancer-free. Since my recovery, I had donated every now and then to the McGrath Foundation, and most of you, if you live in Australia, would know the foundation. But now I want to do more, and that's the contributing area of my life scenario. So by December 2025, I'll be actively supporting women living with cancer. I aim to do this by becoming a volunteer for the Cancer Council of WA. This will include fundraising, counselling, and patient support. Now to the third and final area of my life scenario that I want to talk about is business. I'm so grateful to have been introduced to Atomy, which is now a part of my daily life. Everything I do involves Atomy, from my daily routine, from morning to night, and everything in between. I eat, sleep, and breathe Atomy because it gives me an opportunity to bring something positive to someone's life every day. I have 2 short-term business goals. The first is to help 8 of my business partners to become Auto Sales Master by December 2025. The second one is for me to become Star Master and enter into the Leaders Club. The only way I can achieve those goals is if I learn how to help my partners. So that's my business goal right now. Learning how to help other people. And here's the reason why I think that is so important. No one can have a success at Atomy unless they help others. Part of that dynamic is learning how to help others to get better. If you're teaching or training people, you still have to learn. So I was watching a video of Steve Jobs the other day, and he made a great statement about this point. He was asked about what he had learned after he was fired from Apple in his earlier days. He said when someone in his team makes a mistake, his first response is usually to fix the mistake. However, he realized that that was not the right approach. Instead of fixing the mistakes people made, he began to ask himself, how can I help that person to become better? And I thought that was very powerful. You can't help someone learn if you always fix their mistakes for them. You have to learn how to teach them to become better. You have to help them to grow. The reason Steve Jobs changed his approach was that he was building a team not for 1 year or 2 years. He was building a team for decades. And that's what I'm trying to do with the Atomy. I'm building long-term team success that will last for decades. Now, that's why my goal must be to learn how to teach other people to be as good or better than I am. And that's my main business goal. To learn how I can teach my team to have individual success so that we have team success. And if I can do that well, I will achieve my long-term goal, which is to become an Imperial Master by November 29th, 2029. I know I can do it if I follow the Atomy system, because it works. And as you can see there, I've had that photoshopped. I've had that for 5 years. And that is in my head all the time. So, thank you very much for listening to my life scenario. And I hope you learn a lot and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Thank you.